Welcome back. It's episode 4 of the Common Woman podcast. Yay!
Yay! We don't have the applause.
Yeah,
we got rid of it.
You know what? We gave up on the sound effects because it just was not working out. I'm sad about it, but you're just gonna have to deal with us like doing real claps and whatever. Babe will do bombs.
She does it every time.
I'm supposed to keep my identity a secret.
Yeah. Well, you all know now, but I'm still gonna call you Babe. We are so excited for this episode, mainly because it's after Mel's cleanse. So we're celebrating. We got our drinks finally. We got a cheers to that. Yes. That was a crazy cleanse. A lot of people were telling Mel that she was really cranky.
It was, yeah. Everyone, apparently I was mean. And I'm getting it from people that I didn't even realize I talked to that much.
I heard people telling you I didn't realize I was avoiding you so much. All week.
That was crazy. I didn't even realize how unpleasant I was.
But
it was a hard cleanse,
good.
though.
Yeah.
It was a hard cleanse. The herbs were so bitter. Mm-hmm. I drank it all day. I couldn't have carbs, really. I had no potatoes, no rice, no sugar.
No alcohol.
No alcohol, no coffee.
I don't know how she did it.
Grass.
Shut up.
Honestly, I gotta give you props because that took a lot of self-discipline.
I wanted to quit so bad so many times.
But you look great. Your skin is glowing.
We did it.
You lost a little bit of weight even though you were thin already. But you look good.
I needed it. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yay.
Another thing we're about to toast to is that this was the week that the Common Woman podcast launched officially on all platforms. So we were super excited about that, and it launched on YouTube as well. So let's cheers to that.
Yes, because we got some good feedback on it.
We really did.
That was awesome. Thank you for the support, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I had to take my drink. But thank you so much to everyone who actually took the time out to listen to all 3 episodes and give us feedback. Whoever watched the YouTube channel, thank you so much.
For those who subscribed.
Yes.
Told a friend. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. I mean, it's, I know it's a long podcast. Like each episode is pretty long. So the fact that you took that time out really means a lot. So, and if you haven't listened or if this is your first time here, welcome. Please hit like, subscribe on whatever platform you're at. And I hope you get something out of it. So yeah, here we are again. Let's get to it. Today we're going to talk about dating. Dating. There's a lot to cover when it comes to dating, right? Mm. But I think we're just going to start with
touch on the surface.
expectations. Our expectations when going into dating and, what it is we're looking for in a partner, what we are expecting of ourselves, expecting of the other person. There's so much to talk about. I feel like I don't even know where to start. I mean,
I suck with the initial expectations. Mm-hmm. I absolutely do.
Yeah.
I feel like because I feel like when we meet, it's like as long as you're cool and we vibe, I'll keep dating you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's like I should do a lot more work in the beginning. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I should be asking
questions.
Yeah. Basic stuff.
Yeah.
Who do you live with? How do you get around the town?
You're funny with that though, because when you start dating somebody, I'm question girl. I'm always asking questions all the time. So I'll come up to you. I'll be like,
"No, are.
What does he do? How many kids does he have?"
So
and you're like,
"You don't ask other than."
I ask little questions like, "All right, how old are you? Do you have any kids? You work? Oh, that's good. All right." And then it turns into like chill time, and then we talk about nothing and we're laughing and it's good, but I'm not asking enough questions. So then later when I find out that you live with mommy and daddy, and you got a Metro card, I'm like, oh shoot,
Metro card.
Oh man, like,
but you know what, I
should have asked that 2 weeks ago, huh?
It's okay to ask those questions, though.
The clue is when he's always asking you to pick him up.
You would think.
Yo, before you, babe, that's all I had. I was picking everybody up. It was like I was the only person in the world that had a car.
I get so many sob stories though. You know,
my car's in the shop.
The way my car's set up right now.
The shop.
Yeah, the shop. Like just.
Yo,
boy.
The engine blew.
And I'm still waiting.
It just keeps blowing.
I'll go months waiting for this car to be done.
He was like, yo, this car must be freaking
They
hot.
they started it over. Yeah. They just remade the whole car.
Man.
What had happened was.
For real. Or guys kind of lie sometimes. They'll be like, you know, yeah, it's just me. And then all of a sudden it's, I'll have an ill family member that moved in with me.
Yeah.
When did that happen? Yesterday?
That's like the job line.
It's just...
Well, I just lost my job, or I'm
like
in between jobs.
Or when you call work. Oh, I had a relative that died. Or
Yeah.
Come on.
My God, it's like...
But
and I'll be like, oh my God, like a family member is so sick that had to move in with you. What do they have? Diabetes. Who doesn't? Half my family has it. Get out of here. What? Half of the world does. Get out of here, sir. Boy.
But people perpetrate a fraud on a regular
They
basis.
do.
And how are you supposed to keep that up? Like, you can only keep doing that for so long.
But
your true colors are going to come out.
That's why you're supposed to be nice and slow in the beginning. And I don't know how to be slow. And so I feel like...
transparency.
That could be a problem.
It is a problem. It is a problem. Because I feel like once I start dating someone and we enjoy each other's time, we bombard each other. Like I'll see you like 3-4 times a week. That's not okay. But then but then it's weird because like I'll ask more questions, but then you'll give me some answers, but then later on I'll get real answers, and it's like...
But you know what? There's nothing wrong with like spending that much time with someone that you first start dating if you're getting that conversation in there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get the conversation in on like the first couple of days and you just really like them too, then
I feel like I want to slow it down. I don't even want it to be that much.
But you know what? Before even thinking about slowing it down, you got to know what you want, you know? Because going into a relationship or a potential relationship, you can't just go in and not even know what you want. Because how are you going to, be able to have them, like, what are you measuring them by if you don't know what you want? You know what I'm saying? Then it's like kind of like anything goes.
I used to only know what I didn't like and didn't want.
Right.
I didn't know what I wanted. And then when, I think a couple years ago, the only thing that really mattered to me was faithfulness and loyalty, and I was like, enough.
That's big.
But then now with age, it's like that's completely different.
Yeah.
Like I meet people and it's like, okay, well, I met this guy and I can tell that he's not a cheater or a player, but then there's other things that are just working against him. Yeah. He's not supportive. You know, or he has some character flaws that just don't sit well with me. Right. So it changes. Yeah.
And it's important to pay attention when you see those things, because if you see it now while you're dating, just imagine how intensified it gets when you actually in a full-blown relationship, when you get married, when you have kids. There's so much that happens after you get married too. Life that just hits you, that you need to be sure that you're with someone where you have a strong foundation, love, trust, honesty, all that stuff, and that your values match up. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people go into relationships and they compromise too much of what they want. To an extent, we all do have to compromise because we're all different. We all have different things, but we shouldn't be compromising to the point of losing ourselves and losing our goals in life. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I mean about saying that you should know what you want. So if you're working towards a career goal, like I want to do this in the future, and part of that means that I want to live here, or I want, to be with someone who has a certain credit score or something like that. Like those things aren't like so important.
Credit is very important.
It is. I mean,
don't come at me with a 4 or 5.
This girl's
don't come at me with a 4 or 5. It's not gonna work for me.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
come on, you gotta give dude a chance though. What if he has something that
but
happened?
there's
though?
a difference.
I'm
There's a
saying.
difference. It's like, okay, if you got a 4 or a 5, what are you doing to work on that to bring that up?
That's what I'm
If you
saying.
got a 4 or a 5 and you're still doing really bad spending
Okay.
and not really trying to bring your score up, then that's a different thing. And I'm saying this when I'm not. I can't be the one to talk about this. She can talk about it. She's got good credit.
I got a good credit.
She
score.
got good credit. But
just putting it out
just
there.
put it out there. But it's important to think about those fundamental things, because there are things that if you don't agree on them in the beginning, they will break your relationship apart. Like kids. A lot of people don't talk about, do you want kids? And you would think it's a simple conversation to have, but I think especially for women, I don't know if you agree with this, but I feel like some women are afraid to talk about serious topics like this in the very beginning, in fear that it'll push that person away.
I'm the wrong one. I feel like that was me, but as of recently, so I was saying that I'm horrible with asking questions, but I've actually gotten a lot better. Like I'll ask certain important things immediately.
Yeah.
I had a whole situation with religion with some guy on a first date. I hope he doesn't listen. He might. Sorry. I know. I already brought it up. It's game over.
Yeah.
I didn't think that went through. But I noticed like on his page, everything was very, very religious, and I was just like, that ain't me, so let me
Peace out.
let me speak. No, let me speak on it now. Like, is this gonna be a problem? And it was a problem. It was a problem for him.
But that's good that you did that.
It was a problem for
now.
him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because a lot of people will be like, no, maybe it's not a big deal, and keep going, keep seeing these people. And then all of a sudden you have kids and it's like, how are we going to raise our children?
Yeah.
What faith are we going to
I'm
raise
good
them
on
up
that.
at?
Yeah.
No, I want them to be this. No, I want them to be that. And then it's like a drag, a fight, and it can end badly. So yeah, think about those things. Think about what you want, where you want to go in life, and how another person is going to fit into that. I always tell the story about me and my husband. When we first met, before we started actually officially dating, we talked to each other on the phone about everything, like everything possible, down to the colors of our wedding, like what colors we want in our wedding. And
Y'all are cute.
it sounds crazy and weird, but like it just goes to show you that when you meet that person who is the person you're supposed to be with, things flow different.
Yeah.
And it feels right, and you feel like you can talk about those things, and
I'm saying right like I know. I clearly don't know. We still in the trenches.
Nah, yo, and the game
Out,
is rough
bro.
right now.
You coming out. You
The
coming
game
out.
is rough out there right now.
It's
difficult.
so
Ooh.
Especially
it's so
nowadays, I feel like it is.
so difficult.
From what I hear from everybody.
Oh my God. I don't want to be so insulting. I feel like I don't know who's listening to this. But
Remember, this is rated E for everybody.
I know. But I don't know what guys are listening to this. And they'll know when I'm talking about them. But
You'll get the call or the text tomorrow. Don't worry.
I'm not answering. I'm not answering at all.
Don't try it.
But the lies. I dated a guy that told me he had no kids. No kids.
Wait, he actually told you he had no kids?
He told me no kids. And after a month, he had 3. I said, what?
How you got a whole
Yes,
3 in a
yes.
month? That was fast.
One is all right. It's kind of messed
And
up, but
then-
you pop 3 out.
It was insane. And then,
But wait,
yes,
obviously you never went to his place,
I did.
and he had no signs of the kids in there.
No.
Oh, he had that game tight then.
Well, he didn't live alone. Lo and behold, huh?
No.
Do they ever?
Who do you live
Not the
with?
ones I meet.
Mm,
Who do you live with?
His father and brother.
Okay.
Anyway,
This is a...
I'm done. I'm sorry. I try to give everyone a chance, but I'm done.
Yeah.
If you don't match me,
Yeah.
leave me alone.
Yeah.
We're not just gonna squat in my house all the damn time. I'm tired of it. You eat all my damn groceries. You don't never want to go. I gotta do extra towel laundry. Get out of here.
If it's a grown ass man, he should have his own place by now.
Yeah, I'm when I
sorry.
tell you, yes. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Unless some craziness happened and he lost his job, the house blew up.
you better be a month shy from buying a house, and I want
something.
proof.
Or another apartment or something.
I'm done. I'm gonna be that person.
Yo.
Oh, you live. Oh, okay.
You got that
this
lease?
isn't gonna work.
Show me that lease.
I'm gonna break up on date 1, right? I just can't. I'm
Not
tired.
everybody could be like you, babe. And we have shout out to our good friend Anthony is here.
Sneaked you in there. You saw that?
He's here just hanging out with us. 2 great men we got here to chime in. But yeah, it's rough out there. It is rough. But
And I imagine guys go
there's
through
men.
it too.
There's
I'm
good
sure
men out
that
there.
you're meeting women who live with their family, and I'm sure that's it. Is that difficult for y'all?
But I'm not in the game anymore. So
I know that's right. Anthony, get to the mic. You shy? You ain't trying to do it? He's shy.
He's like,
He's shy. He's
I'm
not
not
with
doing
it.
it. I'm
We're
not
gonna have to
doing
have a
it.
guy come on and just give us their perspective.
Well,
the single guy.
We spoke to one of our single guy friends that we work with, and he said that these girls aren't coming with anything. These girls today don't have anything, so he don't feel so bad. So it's crazy. It's really crazy. But you know, there just as there are people out there that are horrible and don't come with nothing. There's plenty of other people out there that are good and do come with stuff, like good stuff. So
I met some nice guys that, you know, it was fun, but we're not, it just doesn't
you're not compatible.
fit for the long term.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's important to pick up on that. Because it's hard when you meet someone who's really nice and who's cool. You might have a good vibe, energy with them.
Yeah.
But they don't have other things that you're looking for that are important to you.
Yeah.
It's hard to let go of that because it's like, oh, am I going to meet another guy like that? You know, like, am I going to have that connection with the person who has the other things? It's really hard.
I used to think like that, and I think that's why I stayed dead in relationships for a while, because I would keep waiting for it to change into what I wanted it to be, but it just doesn't work like that. When you see it, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Like the guy I was dating, the guy I am dating.
You already put the was on it. It's already past tense.
That was bad.
You
that
already
was
threw
bad.
the rose on the coffin.
That was
Damn.
bad. That was bad. Oh gosh.
You already put the rose
I
on the
did.
coffin.
I did.
He don't even know it.
I mean, he's not supportive and he will not listen to this. So I guess
There
it
it
is what it
Well,
is.
homie, if
It
you're
is what
listening,
it
you
is.
just got that.
Oh shoot. I'll talk to him soon enough.
Yeah,
but
by the time he would listen to this anyway,
it's gonna
already
be a wrap
over.
anyway. But you know, lack of support. You should be telling me you're doing a podcast that's so cool. Let me know what platform it's on. I'll listen. Or if it's not for you, just say, you know what, I'll repost it. Do something. Don't just ignore it or be negative about it. That's not what I'm
That's
looking
not
for.
cool. Yeah,
You know?
that's not cool at all. And it feels like it's selfish. It's definitely selfish. Like, wouldn't you want me to support you? Like, come on now. We angry today.
I clearly am.
Sorry.
I kind of was yelling about it. I'm sorry to everyone's
I
ears.
had to bring down the mic a little bit. Damn.
I was angry.
You're not
I
even
guess
that close.
because I'm
it's
still
fresh.
in it.
It's fresh.
I'm still in it, so I'm angry.
It's about to get better too. There's more wine in that bottle.
It's more wine in my cup. I'm not like
it used to
3
be full though.
sips in.
Working on it. We're working on it.
But I also noticed a lot of just negativity. You know, just everything is just weighed down and heavy, and I'm not like that.
Right.
I'm a very positive person. I have negative moments, as we all do. That's healthy and normal, but I cannot listen to you whine all day. That can't be my life. Ugh.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a bad thing to say, but I feel like that's like I don't like that in a man. Like, I don't like to see that in a man. So a man who is like constantly whining and complaining. I'm
It
sure
kinda
no
makes
one
you
likes
feel
to
like
see
they're
it in
weak,
anybody.
right?
Like, yeah.
And I
'cause
hate saying that, but it's like,
stereotypically, you know, we see men
that's
as
not my
being
father. That's
strong.
not.
Yeah.
That wasn't my dad.
Mhm.
My dad is strong as hell.
Mhm.
I think I seen that man cry twice, and I was at a wake
Yeah, me too.
at his parents' funeral. With
Me
that.
too, yeah.
I've never seen it otherwise.
Yeah.
He looked kind of sad when I moved out, but that was the extent of that.
Yeah. He probably cried when you left.
To see, yeah, probably. But
They
to
be leaving. My dad leaves the room.
yeah, but like to hear a man just very like sad and down all the time, it's like, but
Yeah.
buck up, sir.
Yeah. And it's not to say that men and it's not
Buck
to
up.
say that men aren't allowed to have emotions and feelings. Of course, you know.
No, you obviously, but
But
if it's all the time,
I want to say it so bad.
what you no,
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
no,
But you
you're not
know,
gonna be rude.
you know, constantly being negative is not a turn on. Basically.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, like you said, it's once in a while because, you know, we're humans.
Oh,
too.
absolutely. Absolutely. But when it's a daily thing,
Mm-mm.
oh gosh.
Come on.
It's draining. It's like don't hit me up. I don't want to talk to you. I'm just not ignoring it.
Killing my vibe, man.
Leave me alone.
Killing the vibe.
I was having a good day until I read your message.
Mm.
Ugh.
Yeah. But ladies, I know what we do a lot is we tend to meet a guy and we think we fall in love with them, but we're really falling in love with the idea of who we want them to be, not who they actually are. I feel like we ignore
We're
a
in
lot
lust.
of stuff.
We're in
Yes.
lust. It's fiery in the beginning.
Let's
always.
talk about that lust.
It's always fiery in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you know the difference between love and lust?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah.
I lust a lot.
Please explain.
All
just
my
drop that and walk?
relationships, no, all my relationships are just very fiery early on, and it feels like it's gonna be something, and then the mask comes off,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
before I met Chris, I was tangled up in a whole lust relationship. Like, there was nothing more than just lust to it. And it's like, it's that feeling that you get when you see that person that you're in lust with and it's just electric and you're just drawn to each other and all you do is have sex. That's it. It's as deep as
Yeah.
it goes. Y'all don't have deep conversations. Y'all don't
Yeah, he
plan
doesn't
for the
care
future.
to. I definitely had that.
Yeah.
I definitely
you
had
don't,
that.
You don't go anywhere. You don't go on dates. Like, I had a situation when I was in college, like right after I had my high school sweetheart, I broke up with him and I went to college and it was like a whole new world of men everywhere. I was like, oh my God, men. And like, it was a fun time for me. But at the same time, I met this guy who was like all built with muscles and I was like blinded by that. And I was looking for someone to fill that, you know, void that my ex-boyfriend had left. So, you know, I got entangled up with him and it was like the only thing, like I said before, the only thing we was together for was for that. And I was trying to get more out of him. Like, I don't understand why he won't make me his girlfriend.
I'm sure you thought you was in love too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I think I did. I don't know. I don't even know what it was. I was so like blinded. It was ridiculous. Like he
Might
just,
one say hypnotized?
I know what you were thinking. I know what you were thinking. But like, yeah, I didn't want
Pretty
to
much.
see it. I didn't want to see it. Like he disrespected me on so many levels. Like it got to the point where he was seeing multiple women at the college campus, and I went to his room one time. We messed around, and as soon as we were done, another chick showed up. It was like a rotation. And then when the chick came in the room, like she came in like she owned the place, and I was like looking at her like, "Who you?" And he was like, "Oh," to the other girl. He's telling her, "Oh, this is my homegirl, Cortnie." Like I was just there chilling, having
He
a
knew
conversation.
you weren't rah-rah, because if you were rah-rah,
Yeah.
that would have been on.
Exactly. He knew he could get away with that with me. So I was like, okay, bye. I left. And you know what happened after I left. I'm sure they did something too. Right after I left. And I'm just like,
It's a dirty D-boy.
yes. And I still kept messing with this dude. And, you know, it looks really bad talking about this, but it was years and years ago.
No, you know what? No, it don't even matter how long ago, because we're telling all the truth. And
Yeah.
there's women, we've all been through some dirt.
Yeah.
And some of us are still in some dirt.
Yo,
So
it took me.
it's nothing to feel bad about.
I got like, it took for me to go to, he took me to Jersey one time. And when we got there, his boys were there with their girls, and their girls all had kids. So the guy I was seeing at the time, he used to always tell me he wanted to have my kid. And I'm thinking, oh, so we going to get married? And he's like, nah, I want to have your kid. Like, we're not trying. I don't know why I thought he would wife me when he wouldn't even tell me that I was his girlfriend.
If you were his boy, nah.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know.
Isn't it sad that little bit of like affection, it wasn't even affection, but like that little bit of something for the future, you're like, oh my God.
But I was just like, okay, whatever. So when we got there, not even 5 minutes later, this dude bounces with his homeboys and leaves me there with these two chicks I don't even know. So I'm just like, okay, he'll be back soon. He'll be back in a few minutes. Hours and hours later, I'm still sitting there. I don't know these chicks. Y'all know me. If I don't know you, I'm quiet. Like, I'm not talking. So I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs, texting him feverishly angry messages. He's like, we'll be right back. So he showed up later on that night. And I was so angry. Yeah, I had no ride. And he was my ride. I was stuck. Exactly.
This is payphone days?
I wish.
This payphone days?
No, we had cell phones at that point.
It's the beepers, yeah.
You were paging him 911?
Yeah. Wow. So when he came back, I was so angry. I was like mad at him or whatever. And I was telling him about himself. But I still slept over at his house. I'm like, really?
You did, and it's okay.
Yeah. But my breaking point was when he actually ended up getting some other chick pregnant. And
while you were still dating him?
Well, I was kind of coming in and out of his situation. So, yes, I was like dealing with him. And
that's good for him.
She found out that we were still dealing. And I know, y'all, he brought me to such depths. But she found out I was still dealing with him. So she calls me talking about, why you still messing with my man or whatever. I was like, what you talking about? I was like, I'm not messing with him, but whatever. I was like, you know what? I'm not getting involved in any of this. This is too much. I'm done. He's got a whole kid now. So that was the end of that. And he ended up not getting to see his child. So he wanted that whole kid out of wedlock situation. And then he ended up with that. So
thank God that wasn't you.
Yo, I saw my future. When I was there with those women, I said to myself, I was like, if I stay messing with this dude, this is going to be my life. And I didn't want that.
That's rough.
I didn't want that. And that was hard.
We've all had that guy. I had a guy that I was messing with on and off for like 10 years.
10 years?
Y'all didn't.
Ditto.
Y'all didn't have to do that.
That's common law.
Like, y'all didn't have to do that.
No judgment.
It was on and off. Every breakup, I went back for more punishment.
So you're a sadist, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yes, it turns out. It turns out.
Been there.
It wasn't until one of my serious relationships that he wasn't having it. Like, no guys could really reach out to me. And I was like, all right, I changed my number. I changed it. So that toxic devil couldn't reach me no more. Thank God.
Yo, toxic devil.
Thank
for
God.
real.
Oh, boy. That's so bad.
But you know what? I feel like every experience, every guy, even the bad ones, they're all an experience that, you know, we needed to go through. They're part of
you come out
making
different
us
every time.
who we are.
You come out different every time.
You learn a lot about yourself, I feel like, and you learn about a lot about people in general, what you're not gonna tolerate anymore, you know. And I feel like it sets you up for when the right person comes along too. And there's a big difference between lust and love. You know, I found out what real love is when I met my husband. And love is such a deep word. It's such a deep concept that it's almost hard to put into words, because it's loving someone is accepting them for who they are in spite of their flaws, because we all have flaws. And I believe that everyone has like certain flaws that you can accept, and there's certain flaws that you can't accept. So being able to find that balance in someone else and know that this person is there for you and supports you and wants to be with you because of who you are and not what they get from you or what you can do for them. And that they genuinely just want to see you happy. And that's all they want, you know? That is love. And I get so filled with emotion every time I talk about it because it's so special when you meet that person and you know instantly almost. You instantly know. And I just encourage everyone when you're going through your dating trials and the BS and the dudes cheating on you and stuff like that, just keep pushing because there is someone out there for you. You know, we just got to do the work. It's hard work. It's hard work, but there is someone out there. I'm getting off my soapbox now.
Yeah. That was deep, yo.
That was beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we don't have any pretty music background, so.
Any what?
Pretty music like flowers and birds and
You
shit.
can't sing or nothing?
No. I don't think you want that on this show.
What was dating like for you back in 1940?
Oh. I don't know if I should answer that now. Just for that remark.
I make jokes because my husband is older than me.
But still good.
Like a fine wine,
That's
baby.
Right. So basically, I mean, it's probably not crazier now. I would say it's definitely crazier now because you got so much more going on out there, and but it's, how do I say, it's still tricky. You know, you don't know who you get, but to your point, it's like you definitely have to talk. You can't just assume unless that's the type of thing you're looking for. If you're looking for just the booty call, then it is what it is. But
and there's a lot of people out there just looking for that.
You can't go into it, you know, not.
They all knock on my door.
Yeah, well, you can't go into it, you know, thinking you're not gonna get hurt. You know, but if you're looking for something, you got to put it out there right up front. If that's what you want, that's what you got to say. And the other person, even if they try to scheme and give you the story because they want to get in there, you know, you'll still see it.
And you also got to stand behind what you say too, because if you say that this is what you want, but then you do something different, they're not going to believe you.
As soon as you do it, it's game over.
Yeah,
as soon as you do it, it's game over.
Yeah. And you know, guys pick up on things. You know. So
y'all are way more perceptive than a lot of us women give y'all credit for.
Yeah, we're not stupid brutes like it's commonly thought.
Brute.
You just like to act like one.
I did say brute.
Oh man. So did you have something that you wanted? Like, did you like think of like certain values or whatever, or a type of woman that you wanted or anything like that? Like, do guys think that way?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to get Anthony into this conversation, but he's just like, nah, son.
He's handling.
He's like, nah, I'm good.
Nah, he's handling the whiskey corner. He's all right. He's good. No, it depends on the frame of mind you're in. If you're in that spot, yeah. You know, when I was not in that mode that I wanted to settle down and all that, nah, that never came out because that's not what I wanted. And I told people, I mean.
Oh, you were honest? You were honest, dude?
Pretty much. Well, I mean,
at least you were up front. A lot of guys just aren't.
Yeah.
One of the things I said, remember, I said I wasn't going to get married.
You said you weren't going to get married.
Yeah, remember that?
I didn't believe you.
Yeah. But I was like, because I
was
was
like, whatever.
Well, then again, I came from an issue, so
yeah.
I was like totally.
But you know what's
funny
funny about you? Because, you know, I just mentioned that you shouldn't say something and then do something else. But that's exactly what happened with you. Because when you said, I'm never getting married again, I didn't believe it. Like, in my soul, I felt like you didn't really mean that. I was thinking to myself, well, he ain't met me yet. He don't know about all this.
But then again, it's like I said, I was
dangerous because he might have really been serious.
Like, nah.
Yeah, that was rolling the dice.
Yeah,
I don't roll the dice like that.
You took
and typically you shouldn't. But
roll
like,
the dice like that.
I felt like he wasn't sincere in that.
Well, you know, it's like I was saying, I was coming from a bad spot too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
At that point in time, I wasn't thinking anything like that because, you know, I went through a whole lot and it wasn't pretty at all. So I was like, I'm not even trying to hear that from anybody right now.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, were you going to keep going?
No, go ahead.
Another important thing is, ladies, if this dude does not tell you that he wants you to be his girl, then you're not his girl. It's as simple as that.
Facts.
You gotta, if he wants to wife you or have you be his girl, he will tell you.
Because let me tell you something. They will act like they will do all types of the boyfriend girlfriend stuff and say all the sweet things and do everything, but that technicality is gonna come up.
Yep.
That's gonna come up.
Yep.
So,
and here's how you know if he's not serious about you. If you bring up the conversation about what are we, and he gives you the line, I'm not really trying to rush things, or
we're getting to know each other right now.
Right.
Better. I don't want to put a label on things.
Yes, that's the one I was looking for. Thank you. I don't want to put a label on it. You know what that means. He's not trying to wife you. He's not trying to have you as his girl. He's keeping his options open. So if you hear that, little red flag should go up to tell you, look, I need to move on. If you're looking for a relationship. But if you're cool with that, cool, then keep going. But if you want a boyfriend, and the same thing with women, I think women do this too. I don't know. Do you think women do that?
There's some women out there. Yeah, that play the man role? Absolutely. Yeah, there's some dogs out there. Most definitely. There's guys out there getting their feelings hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And then they come to you all fucking broken.
Yeah.
and it's like, well,
they start singing
I
Drake
can't
song.
help you. Huh?
Singing.
What did he say?
He said they start singing Drake songs.
Yeah. Yeah. I've met guys that are still broken over a relationship, and they don't even know that they need to put that work in to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like
they think it's fine and it's not?
You feel like men take longer than women to get over heartbreak?
Yeah. I do.
I think so too.
I do.
I think so too.
I do.
Yeah.
That bruises their ego so badly. Like, I feel like guys don't recover as quickly as we do.
I don't know.
I do. I really think that.
I mean, that's obviously a huge generalization. Like, I usually hate to do that because I hate it when like people say things about women in general. But
that's what I've noticed about men that I've come across.
Yeah. Me too.
Honestly.
Yeah. I feel like they go through a phase of where like they get their heart broken and then they just like turn into the ultimate like thought.
Yeah, but don't most people do that for a moment?
I don't know if women do it in the same way. Maybe
I used to do
maybe it's
it.
that it takes. Maybe it's not that it
Not
takes them
that, but
longer,
like,
but it's just
I used
different
to-
manifestations of it.
I think that after, well, this happened to me once. This was after my very first very serious relationship. When we broke up, he had cheated, and after that, I wanted to be like the dude. I didn't want anyone to tame me. You weren't gonna hurt me. I was gonna hurt you if anything, and that's that.
Yeah, you wanted control.
I did.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's kind of similar.
You got something to say? I feel like
Nah, I ain't gonna.
I feel like something.
leaned
You look
over.
like
You
you're
got
not
something.
prepared to
You
say
got
something.
I'm letting that ride.
Why?
Do you have something?
No, I ain't got nothing.
You know he wanted to say something, Anthony.
What do
right?
you have?
You know he wanted to.
What do you have?
No, I'm good. I'll wait for the next line. I'm just messing with you.
I'm like this. I don't have another line.
I'm just messing with you. I ain't got none.
Man, I forgot the other point that I wanted to make. Oh man, I'm having a moment.
I feel like I wanted to address something too, but you know me.
We're the two in the same.
Say it.
Ugh.
Say it.
No, we
can't
forget.
remember.
That's the
Oh.
problem.
We'll have a
We're
thought
the
right
worst.
here and it goes away immediately. Or we'll say something and it's like 2 seconds
I
later.
forgot what we were initially even talking about. I couldn't even complete the thought. This is a problem.
We were talking
I need
about
some
men.
like memory pills or something.
On the
And
next
women and how they
podcast,
get over.
Memory and Ginkgo biloba.
This sucks. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where we were going, but we were talking about how people get over heartbreak.
Yeah.
The differences between how men and women
You talked about
handle
that.
it.
You talked about love and lust.
Forget it.
I don't remember.
Forget it. Put it to bed.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just pay attention to what you're seeing. Don't, put on someone else what you. Oh, and another thing is too, when you're getting into a relationship with somebody, don't put on that. Don't put the stuff that you went through on that other person, because they're not the same person.
Yeah, that's so important. But that's all about, everyone needs to deal with everything. After every breakup, you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, whatever lesson you needed to learn, whatever sadness you felt, whatever you went through, you have to get it out.
Yeah, you almost have to mourn
you do.
that relationship.
You have to mourn every single one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's important to do that.
I used to carry that baggage.
Really?
Yeah. I carried every time I was cheated on, which was fortunately more than I'd like to count. So I would bring that into everyone. I was jealous. I was looking over my shoulder every minute. Everyone was guilty. Yeah. Everyone was guilty.
It's like relationship PTSD.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Absolutely. So I don't know. Luckily, I mean, as of now, I've been good. I dealt with that.
Yeah, I could tell.
That wasn't even the issue with this last one. He was a nice guy.
Was he?
Yeah, he was nice. He just ain't for me. He just ain't for me. I mean, you know.
Yeah, and that's okay too. A lot of times we feel like bad when it's like a nice dude and they're just not for you. It's like you almost feel like, well, maybe.
I always feel bad when I have to have the conversation. I just don't like that.
Yeah.
I want to text out so bad.
Oh, you just want to ghost them? Damn.
I don't want to ghost. I just want to text it. Here's a text breakup.
That's kind of grimy, though.
It is. It's not the mature thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Not the mature thing to do.
Have that conversation, get it over with, and keep it moving.
It's hard, too. I mean, when I broke up with my ex a long time ago, he cried. And, like, he never cried. So it was like, yikes. And I think I felt so bad to see him cry that I was like, all right, we don't have to break up right now.
I got back with ex after he cried.
Wow.
Yeah.
He cheated again.
And that's the worst thing. Yeah. That is the worst thing.
Yeah, the cry don't mean shit.
No.
Cry don't mean shit.
Yeah.
I saw a meme the other day that said he could be on his knees crying and lying. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm so jaded. I see a cry, but like, get it together, sir.
Hand them that Kleenex.
Yeah, get it together. Fix yourself up. Come back when you're ready.
It's hard. It's hard to know when people are lying and when people are being their genuine selves. But that's when your intuition comes into play. We talked about that, I believe, episode 1-ish, 1-2-ish. You know, just trust your gut feelings when you meet someone and when you're talking to people. You know, people, and pay attention, people will tell you who they are. I think we said that already, but people will show you and will tell you who they are through their words and through their actions. And sometimes their words will deceive you, so you do have to pay attention to what matches up and what doesn't match up. So it's
or they get coy.
Yeah.
Like the guy who gave me a completely different name. We can touch on that a little bit.
Girl. This story gets me.
We're going to give an example. We're not going to give real names because we're not trying to get lawsuits out here. But
it's too early. It's too early.
He said his name was John. Had me on FaceTime and someone called him Michael. I said, what? But before I confronted him, he had given me the correct last name. So before I confronted him, I had one of my girlfriends look up his background. And he had a case out there.
Oh my God.
And so his name was really Michael whatever. And so next time I saw him, I was like, yo, what is your name? What the fuck is your name?
Yo, you can't even get a dude to tell you his real name.
This
is crazy. It's crazy out here.
Oh God. I'm starting to feel like what other reflecting do I need to do to not deal with this? I'm gonna tell you, I got stories for days that don't make any sense. Like, why is this coming here? Anyway, so his name was really Michael, whatever. And so the running joke I would call him John Michael all the time. But after finding that out, I found out he had a kid. This is before the conversation came. This is the same guy with 3 kids. I was gonna leave that out, but I can't. So what my friend had found was a court case with a woman for a kid. So that's when again, now he's in front of me. So I feel like because he knew that I knew his name and he knows that I'm not I'm not a dumb chick. Like I have the the resources to look your ass up.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, you have kids? Right after I got the name. You have kids? Yeah. Okay. You got a kid? 3. 3. 3. Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, well, what? Why? Why? What was the point of all this? He didn't tell me the point of the name, but I know the point of the name was so that I couldn't look him up. And so then with the kid thing, he was like, well, you wouldn't have dated me otherwise if I told you I had kids. You might be right, but that's not okay for you to do. Yeah. Get out of here.
Ugh. I hate it when people take the option away from you by not telling you important details of who they are in their life.
You knew eventually that was going to come up. You just hoped I was in love.
Yeah.
And be like, it's all right, babe. You know, that was a bad idea, but F you, sir.
Sir.
I like how you throw that sir.
John, what is it? John Michael?
And shout out to my bestie Jazz who helped me find this scumbag's background. Love you, girl.
Oh, man. I remember what we wanted to talk about.
What?
You wanted to talk about not giving too much in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. I'm so guilty of that. I actually realized I take on a mother role. I'm very caring and nurturing, and I start nurturing these dudes early on. And it's, what the hell am I doing? I realized it, and I realized it again with the most recent guy I was with. I really was thinking back about it, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I did too much. And I welcomed them into my space too soon. And I think it's because, you know, when you meet someone and you're having a good time and you like them, I'm a homebody, so I don't mind having you in my space and spending time. It actually makes me happy. Yeah. But I should not be doing that early on. Yeah. I really need to go through more of an interview process. Right. And really get to know you. And I need really to be in your space before you need to be in mine. Right. I'm tired of it being, everyone is bombarding my space and then it's just all about me. Yeah. And where I'm at. And you're not, like.
Yeah. It's got to be a give and take kind of situation.
And I'm not saying don't be nurturing and a caretaker, but that needs to come later. Yeah, you have to really earn that.
Right.
And I wasn't, and I still made that same mistake, and that's something I've been doing forever. So now I know going forward to whoever's I encounter next, that's not gonna be given.
I feel like it's important, babe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like real men like to pursue a woman. So give them that space. Give them that opportunity to pursue you. Yeah. Don't give them everything all at once. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying to be a fake person, like not be who you really are, but, you know, hold a little bit of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Show them who you are, but hold a little bit of that.
Absolutely.
You know, guard your heart. My brother used to tell me that a lot. Guard your heart. Don't just open everything up and give everybody everything all at once because they're going to take and take and take. They're not going to give you more because they're like, why am I going to put more into it when you're giving it all for free?
And they might not even have the more to give, and you were not taking the time to figure that out.
Right. You know? Ooh, that's going to be a quote on the Instagram page. That's
you just
such an... Yeah, you know black girls do that. So, yeah, you know, it's what she said. I'm not going to ask her what she said because we already know that she forgot.
I totally
did. You don't even know. I think you said you don't even know if they have anything to give yet. Something to that extent. So don't give everything.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll flow with that. Close. Rewind it. Good. You'll see what she said.
You probably remember. I'm the one with the horrible memory.
Yeah, but just pace yourself. Yeah. There's no rush. There's no rush. When you meet the right person, everything will fall in place in its due time. You know, you don't have to rush everything and give all of yourself. Just, you know, reveal things little by little.
Because if you have to cut your losses, at least you didn't give so much. It's nothing to really feel like, damn, why'd I do this? Right. Why'd I do that? You didn't do it.
Yeah. Make them work a little bit for it. Yeah. Make them work a little bit for it. And that also means sex. Don't give it to him so fast. You know, don't just jump in there. And what that time frame is, I believe, is different for everybody. Maybe it's 2 dates you don't have sex, and then on the 3rd date you do. Maybe it's a month. Maybe it's 3 months. I feel like it's whatever you guys work out to be appropriate for you is what you should do, you know? But like as soon as you meet the dude, like having
not what
sex
he
right away.
wants, what you want.
What
you
you
ain't
want,
working it
yeah.
out with nobody else but you. Because he wants it immediately.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but you know, not every guy is gonna push up on you like that. A real man, anyway.
That's true.
I was
Right?
about to say,
A real
majority
man.
will.
A real man is not gonna push up on you like that.
They're
He's
gonna try.
he's
They'll
gonna
try,
have
but they'll
restraint.
respect when you don't. That's what I think.
He didn't. I mean, I don't think he's the only man out here that is like
No,
him.
he can't be. He can't
He's
be.
not
He
the
can't.
only good man out here. We have another good man here, Anthony.
Aw.
So he's not the only good man. And Anthony is not the only other good man. There's other men out here that are good men. So, you know, it's not always going to be that they're pushing up on you. I feel like if they're pushing up on you from day one, and that's like the primary thing that they're trying to do, then you know what they're after. You know what I'm saying? After a couple dates or whatever, I feel like it's normal to want to, you know.
I saw a post that said, pay attention to the types of conversations he wants to have with you. And that hit hard. That hit me. I was like, ooh.
Yep. Because you know when that
Yeah.
conversation turns to being sexual, like, so
Yeah.
so what kind of positions you like?
And these dudes will do that on a first date.
Yeah.
First date.
Yeah. And a lot of us will go along with the flow of that.
Yeah.
Because we're thinking, oh, this is what he wants. We want to
And
give
some of them
into
will.
that.
And some of them will walk away when you shut that down.
Absolutely.
Let them walk.
But that's good because you're weeding out. You're
Yeah.
weeding out people. And that's okay. Like I feel like a lot of us, when I say us, I mean women, tend to not want to say things in fear that we will push someone away or run a man off. Okay, well, if he runs, then he should be gone. You know, let him run. Because if you bring up certain things that are important to you and it pushes that person away, then you know he wasn't for you.
Exactly.
So weed out the process. There's other people out here. You can meet somebody else that will be in line with what your, you know, goals and values are. So it's all right. Weed them out. Yeah.
All right. Oh. You know what I didn't do, right?
You didn't look up them
I
affirmations?
sure didn't. You want to
You
wrap
looked
this
up-
up? 'Cause
Yeah, I think we could wrap this up. I mean, just to go back and reiterate, what did we talk about today?
You talked about
Expectations.
I don't remember.
Dating,
Oh,
dating,
dating.
expectations.
Yeah,
Not
just
giving too much of
Start
yourself.
with knowing.
Paying attention. All that.
Yes, all that. Everything she just said. Start with yourself. Start with knowing what you want. If you don't know what you want, you're not ready to be in a relationship. Point blank, period. You have to know what you want before you meet that person that you're trying to be in a relationship with. Be honest with yourself. Think about your future and your plans. And when you meet that person, don't be afraid to talk about those plans and what you want and who you are. Talk about it. Talk about everything. Talk about if you want kids, you know, where you want to live, all kinds of stuff. How important are finances to you, and you know, all those important things. Trust. Those are fundamental building blocks of relationships that need to be talked about. And if they don't match up with what you want, if their flaws aren't something that you feel like you could deal with, let them go. There'll be somebody else that comes along who has flaws that you can deal with, that has values that match up with yours or are very closely aligned with yours, or it'll be a person that will be supportive of what you want to do in life. And you can be equally supportive to that person, because understand that it's a give and take. It's not all about, a lot of women I feel like will look at a man and be like, oh, you're supposed to do this, this, and that for me. Well, what you going to do? What are you going to do for your man? You got to support that man too, just like you want him to support you. So work that out with yourself. Work on yourself and be strong in that. And I forgot all the other stuff we talked about, but you know, y'all get the point.
I think I found one that's okay for today.
All
right. I think I like this one. I think you'll like it. Okay. I act as if I already have what I want. It's an excellent way to attract happiness in my life.
I do like that one.
You like that one?
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah. I know you like to read it too. There you go.
I act as if I already have what I want. It's an excellent way to attract happiness in my life. I agree. And I also feel like when you put positivity out there, you bring positivity back. So stay positive, even though you might be going through a difficult time with dating or with whatever situation you're in. Just stay positive and speak positivity, speak life into your life, and you'll see the difference that it makes. Right?
Yep.
So I think that's a wrap.
Yeah.
That's a wrap for
Thank
episode
you.
4. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please, 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 please email us. We only got one email so far, and I'm appreciative to Delilah. Thank you for your email. My cousin's wife, she emailed us to tell us about her opinions on each episode. So we love getting these things. We love hearing from you. Don't just send us a text message. Send us the email. Post on Instagram. Post on our Facebook page. Our Instagram account is The Common Woman Podcast. Same thing on Facebook. Same email address is thecommonwomanpodcast@gmail.com. So send us something. Send us
questions, comments, stories you want to share,
Yes.
everything.
All that. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
No.